Hello everyone, this is John Troncoso of the Troncoso Group of Jaffe Tilchin. I'm here to take you through a day in the life of a financial advisor. Specifically, I have 4 portfolios that were sent to me from a friend. The situation is this. They had a grandmother who had set money aside for them many, many years ago. She trusted her financial advisor to invest them accordingly. They're all between 18 and 25 years old. These accounts haven't really been touched in a long time. These dollars were longer term focused. So I want to take you through them here. Everything's been blacked out, and you'll see that the date is a little bit further out there just because these accounts moved over early this year, but we still wanted to go through this case study. So what you'll see is that there's about $100,000, $90,000 in this case, in this account. As I look through it, the first thing that strikes me as very odd is that, this asset allocation is very, to me, potentially incorrect. So first and foremost, stocks, options, and ETFs are being vastly underutilized. And then there's a lot of mutual funds. So mutual funds are very tax inefficient. Mutual funds have very high expense ratios. So it just strikes me as a little odd that more than half of the portfolio is invested in these instruments. So moving forward, this is a bit dated, but what you'll see is that really the gains of the year through October of 23 were very minuscule. This is a $90,000 account. They're only up $1,000, so wildly underperforming the market last year. I think the S&P ended up somewhere close to 20-something%. So vastly underperforming the markets. So we'll kind of get into why that is. The realized short-term, long-term gains, not a lot to talk about. A lot of times you'll have a small realized loss if you're invested with us because we're very proactive with tax implications. Kind of surprised that there's not any sort of trading in this account. Maybe they are falling victim to set it and forget it. When an advisor basically buys you some mutual funds, they never look at it again, and hopefully they do okay. So they're kind of outsourcing the investment management responsibilities. Continuing forward here, long-term, aggressive growth, taxable accounts. So just want to get that information there. We'll continue forward. So one thing that strikes me as odd as I look through this page is, wow, we have investments that were acquired in 2001, literally March 27th of 2001, that are at a loss. So General Electric specifically has had a really tough couple decades, and this advisor felt fit to just hold it, not realize any of the tax benefits of selling. They're down pretty considerable, probably around 50% if their original purchase was $4,800 and they're down $2,500, a pretty significant loss. So that is shocking to me. As you go through the acquisition dates here, you see not a lot of trading. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but when I start to see underperformance as well as a lack of trading, I kind of take pause. So 2010, 2012, 2001, 04, 09, 2004, all these really antiquated purchase dates. Same message here. Again, this stock, we'll see, Organon, acquired in 2009 and is currently at a loss. So that is a long time to be sitting on a loss, especially when the market is up several 100%. Moving forward, I did a little bit of diligence on some of these funds, so I'll share with you some of my thoughts. But basically, same story. Not a lot of action here. I don't think I see any acquisition dates in the last several years on these mutual funds. As I type these into Google Finance, you'll see that the expense ratios of these funds is somewhere in the 1% to 2% range. So to be clear, this advisor is charging 1%. He is also sub-managing these accounts through mostly mutual funds. So there's an extra 1% or 2% charge there. So potentially these folks aren't even break even after paying expenses for the first 3% every year. Additionally, he has set it and forget it. There are 3 mutual funds in a year, 50% of the account, and they have not traded. So really problematic stuff. You can go into the activity detail and just see there's not a whole lot of action here. This was 4 grandchildren. All these accounts look vastly similar. Underperformance, I wouldn't be surprised if this has been literally 2 decades of underperformance. You go in here, AT&T acquired in 1999 at a loss. AT&T has literally been one of the worst stocks to own over the last 2 decades, and these people just held it all the way through. And remember, these are long-term, aggressive set accounts, so that I found particularly shocking. Stuff down here, and even the things that are up, Disney, it's not up a lot. It's up 100% since being acquired in 1998. So this is really tragic because it's a lot of underperformance. And I think all these accounts were largely invested the same. Oh, look, here's another one, Warner Brothers. These are some of the only stocks that could have been down for 25 years over a 25-year period. Really remarkable. Some of these stock picks. More mutual funds, very expensive, not really doing a lot. So really not great. Let's see. We'll go quickly to the next account. Some cash sitting there idle. Not the end of the world. Again, this is a period of time where the market was up a bunch and their investments are very, very static. So problematic to see. We'll keep going. Same sorts of investments. There's nothing bespoke here. There's no differences between these accounts. You're seeing the same underperformance. Lots of expenses on these mutual funds. So just not a great job investing. This is the last grandchild. Let's see. Similar underperformance. Not a lot to write home about. Unrealized gains of $10,000 on a $60,000 account that hasn't really been traded on in a while. Not really great. And again, you see General Electric down a bunch, Organon down. This one's up 100%, but wildly underperforming the S&P 500. So they would have been better just buying some ETFs and holding them for a long while. So I wanted to take you through this to walk you through some of what we look at when we're doing a portfolio analysis. If you have an investment manager or an advisor that has a bunch of mutual funds in your accounts, you need to inquire why that is. ETFs are far more tax efficient. They're often cheaper, and they are tradable intraday. So if you have lots of mutual funds, you got to think, am I part of this set it and forget it movement? If your advisor has things that are down for multiple years in your accounts and you're not taking advantage of tax loss harvesting, you got to wonder why. So I always tell folks, get a second opinion on your investment accounts. I know everybody says, hey, I trust my guy, he's doing a good job, but get a second opinion. It is the most important part of your financial life oftentimes, is this investment account. And sometimes these advisors are a little bit less than scrupulous when it comes to fully articulating what they're doing, how you're doing. So get a second opinion. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.